Right behind you.
Yeah, because bad things always happen to these stuff. They always happen. They always shoot track and stuff. Come back to stuff going.
It's coffee or cookies.
Won't be here tomorrow
Brian Mario from the Homestead Police.
Alright, everybody, listen up,
It's
please.
Mach. And he's going to give, Patrolman Ryan is going to give us a kind of a demo. We've got a preview of it, of the training and care that goes into Mach. And there is one other dog who's not here today. But for us, this is going to be the Sunday Schools project ongoing. We're replacing the heifer project, which was so successful. Thanks to all of you with supporting the k-9 unit. So I'll leave it to you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Officer Ryan DiMatteo. This is my K-9 partner, Mach. I have been with the police department here in North Olmsted for a little over 10 years. I've been law enforcement for about 17 years. I started my law enforcement career in Washington, D.C. I worked for the Secret Service for about 3 years. And then I came back to Ohio. I was a Cleveland policeman for 4 years. And then I jumped over to North Olmsted, and I've been in North Olmsted for the last 10 years. Obviously, so far my favorite part of being in law enforcement is having a K-9 partner that gets to ride with me all day. One, he doesn't talk back to me, and so it's nice having somebody with me all the time. K-9 Mach is a almost 9-year-old Belgian Malinois. His birthday is January 17th, so he'll be turning 9 here shortly. I got Mach back in 2018. Mach comes from Holland, so when we select our canines, when we select our canines, we have a master trainer out of Columbus, Ohio, named Dan Bowman. He owns Gold Shield Training. Unfortunately, he retired last year, and so he is no longer raising new dogs. But for our police department, we've always used him in the past, and he hand selects our dogs from overseas. And then what he does is he'll fly the dogs back to the States, down to Columbus, and he will get a group of dogs. Usually he'll train anywhere from 4 to 7 dogs that will go out to individual police departments. Our police department specifically always tends to go with Belgian Malinois over German Shepherds. There's no reason why, it's just a preference that we've always had. Most of our previous canines have always been Belgian Malinois, and that's kind of what we stick with. So back in 2018, our master trainer found him over in Holland. He flew him back here. Once he gets to the States, he goes through 4 weeks of training with our master trainer first. And so he's trained in obedience, he's trained in tracking, he's trained in area searches, he's trained in locating narcotics, and he's also trained in criminal apprehension. So in 4 weeks, he gets imprinted on all the narcotics, he gets imprinted on how to search for people and things like that. And then when he's ready to go, I go down to Columbus, and I am down there 6 weeks with him. So he gets a total of 10 weeks of training, and when I go down, we never know what dog is going to be given to us initially. Hey, see it, so? And so when we get down there, our master trainer tries to fit the dog's personality to the handler's personality, and that's kind of how we bonded. So probably the first 2 or 3 days when I was down in Columbus, there was 2 dogs going back and forth of which one I was going to get, and of course, I got to preview the dogs before I went down there, and I definitely wanted Mach. And so, of course, my chief called our master trainer, was like, hey, if we can do anything to get Mach, let's get Mach. So I got down there, I got Mach, and we go through the 6 weeks of training down there. Hey, Sukin, see you. And then he has to pass a state test in order to become a certified police K-9. Schwagen. So after he passes his state test in order to become a police officer, he gets his state certification, and then we come back here, and then we hit the streets, okay? For me, I get a take-home police car because this is how I bring him home. He lives with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and he rides to work with me every single day, all right? Mach is considered a dual-purpose K-9, and so what that means, he's like I told you before, he's trained in area search, tracking, criminal apprehension, narcotics. So for example, we have to, if a criminal, hey, Cecil, if a criminal takes off from us and goes into a wooded area, all right, we're going to utilize Mach to go track him down. And the reason why we use canines for that a lot of the time is because their sense of smell obviously is much stronger than humans. And so when I give him his command to go search for somebody in the woods, he's picking up on that odor that individual's giving off. And the way he works for an area search is his nose is up in the air, and he's finding which way that odor is coming depending on the wind direction. And so he'll lead us to the bad guy. I'll give him my commands. Hopefully the bad guy gives up, and the bad guy goes to jail. So we utilize him for criminal apprehension. So that's like an area search type scenario. Tracking is different. Tracking would be like if someone were to, jump out of a car, or they just committed an armed robbery from a store, they took off on foot, and the area hasn't been contaminated yet. I would take Mach to the starting point of where that individual was last seen running. I would let him smell the area, and then I give his command to track. And so a track, his nose would be down to the pavement, and what he's looking for the smell of the footprints on the pavement, on the wet grass, the crushed leaves, or whatever the case may be. So that's what the difference is between an area search and tracking. Here, over here. He's excited. The reason why he's so excited right now is because he sees his scratch pants, and I'll get into that here in a second.
Hey, he keeps looking at it.
He keeps looking at it. There's something I had to put outside because he would be going insane if I left it in here. So Mach and I work day shift. We work 12-hour shifts together. Do I utilize him every single day? No. Obviously, I work in a suburb in North Olmsted. We don't have crazy ag robberies and bank robberies and all kinds of stuff on a daily basis. Thank God, But we do utilize them when necessary. Other than that, we handle the same amount of calls as every other police officer does. I respond to accidents. I respond to thefts. The only difference with me is I can't transport prisoners in my car because he takes up the entire back seat of my car, okay? So he's got a kennel in the back. His kennel is outfitted. It's big enough for him to stand up, lay down. He's got carpet back there. He's got a sliding door where he can, stick his head through and, call me nonstop while I'm driving, where he gets his treats. He's got water back there. My car stays running from the time I start my shift to the time I end our shift, okay? Hey, Schweigen, Bissell. My car is equipped with a lot of safety features to keep our K-9 safe. It's called a hot pop system. And so everything is temperature related. I wear a controller on the side of my belt here, which tells me what the temperature is inside my car at all times. If my temperature in the car gets above 85 degrees, my lights and sirens will start going off and all my windows will drop by themselves. And again, that's to tell somebody on the outside, hey, something's not right, there's a K-9 back there, it's getting too hot, somebody's got to call and notify them, okay? The newer cars now actually have a voice that comes out when it gets too hot. It'll actually tell you, K-9 alert, the car is overheating, call 911. So we have come very far technology-wise when it comes to keeping our K-9 partners safe. Obviously, we don't ever want anything to happen to them, and so every K-9 police officer's car is equipped with what we call a hot pop system. Mach, stand still. Another cool feature about my car, which is different about a lot of cars, is that I have a button on the back of this controller, okay? And so, for example, if I'm on a traffic stop and somebody wants to fight me, all right, and I need help from my partner, I hit this little door pop. My car's door will open, and he will come to the rescue and help me out. So I've demoed that a lot of times for people on, when I give these kind of spiels. It's actually pretty interesting to see and have it say so. So that's kind of what my police car does and why it's different. I know you're excited, huh? Are you excited? Yeah. All right, stand still. Get your car. Get your car. So you guys hear me speaking to him. So I speak to Mach in Dutch and German. There's about 11 different commands that I speak to him in. Some of them are plain English, but most of his commands, like you keep hearing me say "souk," and that means to get his toy. I'll tell him to stand still. Obviously, that's plain English. When I want him to be quiet, it's schwagging. Yeah. When he does something bad, I just tell him "phooey," and he understands what that is. And then obviously, when I need him to go apprehend somebody, that's a command that I won't share. It'll get him excited. So, but yeah, he definitely. I speak to him in Dutch and German. He comes home with me every night. When he's at home, he's a normal dog. He gets free roam in my house, free roam in my backyard. He gets to play with our 2 new kittens that we got. But he's a normal dog at home. He's very relaxed. He's different than a normal Belgian Malinois because typically Malinois are very high drive, high energetic, non-stop. As you guys can see how he is here. But when he's at home, he's relaxed. He just chills out at home and he enjoys his time off. I'll probably be retiring him within maybe a year and a half. My plan was to get 10 working years out of him, or 10 years out of him, and then retire him, and then he'll end up living with me for the rest of his life. Hey, schwagging. Stop. Good boy. So yeah, once he retires, he'll end up staying with me. Like Cheryl said, we do have a new K-9 unit. His name is Tarek. He's also a Belgian Malinois. Patrolman Ashenfelter is his handler. And he's brand new. He came from a completely different trainer down in Columbus. So he's certified K-9, but he's only been on the road a year. Okay. So once Mach, like I told you earlier, once he passes his state certification, he gets a badge just like we do. So he's a police officer. He's treated like a police officer, and he has this. He doesn't wear it all the time, just like he doesn't wear a bulletproof vest all the time. So, that's yours. Yes. So this is actually a ballistic vest. It's a bulletproof vest. Stand still. Stand still. This was donated to us early on when I first got Mach. He does not wear this the entire time that we work. Obviously, you guys can see how big it is. It's heavy. He's got to ride in the back of a police car for 12 hours a day, and it's just too uncomfortable for him. So that only goes on when we go into dangerous situations, whether I'm putting him into a building to go apprehend somebody, if we're going into the woods, any potential where there might be a weapon involved or where he could possibly get hurt, I will put his bulletproof vest on for him. Obviously, the reason why he's going crazy, and I'm going to go get it in a second, here in North Homestead, we train every other Tuesday with all the K-9s in the area. Westlake's got 3 dogs, Ridgeville's got 3 dogs. We train with Avon Lake, Rocky River. Who else do we train? Lakewood has 2 dogs. So every other Tuesday, all the K-9s get together and we do our training. The dogs are never out together at the same time, but during training, we have to go through everything that we do for state certification. So we'll put out a bunch of drug fines for the dogs to go search. We will take bites from dogs. So as a handler, I have to take bites from all the other K-9s, okay? Some dogs bite harder than others, but we wear protective clothing. Still hurts, but we still have to take bites. And I'll show you kind of what we put on. One is called a bite sleeve. He's gonna go crazy as soon as I go get it because it's a game to him, it's a toy, and he knows what it is. But that's what we use every Tuesday so that the dogs get their bite work in, and we can do our training. These are called scratch pants. So this is part of the uniform that we wear during training. All right. So we'll put all these on, and this just protects our handlers from the claws and the nails, because when a dog comes in to bite us, obviously they jump on us and they're gonna paw and claw at us all the time. So we all wear these when we take bites from individual dogs. I'll never take a bite from my own dog. We just don't do that. We never want to train a dog to bite his handler, okay? But we will take bites from every other dog, so everybody gets their practice in. Let me go get his favorite toy really quick. I'll let him carry it in. All right, where is it? Right there. Get it. All right, in. Come on. All right, go show everybody what it is. I know, that's the only thing that you wanted this entire time. Come on. You get it? Come on. Okay. So what this is the bite sleeve that we utilize most. Hey, those seats. So this would go on my left arm, and obviously this is what you can see him. He'll lock onto when we give him his commands. He comes in and go, and that's what he does. But it's obviously on our arms, and then we'll give him a little fight scenario, kind of get him a little more aggressive, and then we'll give him his commands to get off of us. And he's supposed to listen, and most of the time he does, unless he's having a really good time or he doesn't like the handler that he's biting. But obviously this is a game for them, and this is what they enjoy doing every Tuesday when we go to training. What else?
He's working, right?
Huh?
He's working.
Oh yeah, he's working. He enjoys working. Mach has been a great K-9 for the city of North Olmsted. I've done a lot of community events over the time that I've had him. We go everywhere, schools. This is, I think, my third church demo that I've given. We just, as a K-9 handler, one of my favorite things to do is share him with the community. You know, everyone always says, yeah, he's your dog. I don't look at it that way. He's North Olmsted's dog. And that's kind of the way I've always been. I want to make sure that I get into the stores. I walk Walmart, I walk the mall. I bring him into Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. His favorite treat is a pup cup full of whipped cream, miniature donuts, pizza crust. So he is a spoiled dog, I'll be honest with you. So he definitely gets his way. Anybody have questions about Mach or what we do or what I do? Or yes?
Will you get another dog once he's retired?
Yeah, I want another dog. So I've got a little over 11 years to go before I can retire. And so I've already talked to my chief about it, and I would like to do one more dog. I don't know how that's going to go at home with him, but it's something that I'm passionate about. This has been by far my favorite job in law enforcement, and I hope I can do at least one more dog before I go. So, yes.
How does he handle it if there's like another aggressive dog in the area that you're tracking?
And that's a good question. So when we do training a lot, so we go to parks. We'll do a lot of training in parks where there's other dogs, and it's a good thing for us because it keeps them focused, and we'll give them the commands that, hey, continue working, to ignore the outside distractions. And that's why a lot of times we will go to different areas in different cities and work different parks, and so they get used to the smells of other dogs in the area. People walking, the walking paths and things like that. So they get used to it. A lot of dogs, to be honest with you, a lot of the canines will ignore other dogs for some reason, especially when they're in a working mode. Because as soon as we give them that command on what they're supposed to be doing, they go strictly into working mode, and that's all they focus on. Yes?
Does he have any problem with small critters like skunks and things like that?
He's gotten sprayed 3 times since I've had him. That's not fun. Once was on Halloween when I had everybody over, and I let him in the house, and I'm like, well, that doesn't smell right. Well, he went through my entire house and cleared out everybody. So yes, he's been sprayed 3 times since I've had him, which is annoying. But other than that, just like any other dog, he'll go after a critter in my backyard and things like that. But he's, I try to keep him away from them. Yes.
Has he ever been hurt?
Yeah, he's been hurt. He ended up during one of our training exercises, he ripped his entire dew claw off. So he had to go get that, taken care of. He's lost another nail before. He had glass cut the bottom of his paw once. So he's had a few injuries, but we just had a vet appointment and all of his blood work, and he's as healthy as can be. So, which was good for me. I'm gonna try to keep him around as long as I can. Anybody else have any questions about Mach? Huh?
Tell him about your kitties.
So when we've had cats, and we had 2 cats that passed away when I first brought him home, and they just recently passed. We just brought 2 more kitties into the house, and so it's been a work in progress with the kittens and him. But so far, 1 cat likes him and 1 cat doesn't. The 1 cat will, whack him in the face a few times, and he doesn't do anything. He stands there and takes it. But we're trying to get them, used to each other. Mach, hey, bring it over here. What are you doing? Good stuff.
Has he had the opportunity to be with, like toddlers or?
Yeah, my daughter growing up. She's now 12. So when I first brought him home, she was right around 6, 5, 6. So he is very good with people. I made sure that when I first got him, that I introduced him to as many people as I could. I brought him in, like I told you, I've been walking Walmart and the mall, and just to get him socialized. I think the first 2 weeks when I had him home, we had an event at the North Olmsted Community Center. It was a VFW event, and I brought him in, and he would shake nonstop because he was so scared. He's never been around that many people before. And so since that day, I just started getting him more used to everybody. And then eventually I'd let people start petting him, and now he's fine. He's got free roam in the police department, so I'll just let him go. He goes up to dispatch and the secretaries, and he's super friendly. So, and usually when I do walk, everybody will ask me, because what I do is I carry this toy with me all the time. This toy or another toy. But if you ever see me walking out and about in the mall or stores, he'll always have a toy in his mouth, and it's a comfort toy for him. He keeps it in his mouth, we walk with him, but it also is a comfort toy for me as well because it gives me that satisfaction that he's not going to turn and bite somebody. He's still a dog. He still doesn't like certain people, unfortunately. But I have learned to pick up on his personality and his demeanor, and I can kind of pick that out first. So he'll always have a toy in his mouth when I let anybody pet him or if I'm walking around somewhere. So, all right, that's enough of that. Does anybody else have? Yes.
So other than location, like being in the vehicle and stuff, how does he distinguish when he's working versus when he's supposed to be relaxing?
That's a great question. He knows when it's time to go to work because when I get up, I put my uniform on, and he gets super excited. Like he knows when we're going to work, when we're at work, we're in the police car, and then he just knows when we're on our way home. And then when he turns it off, at home, like I told you, he's completely fine at home. And so it's kind of just me getting ready for work. He knows it's time to go. And then he gets mad sometimes because there are days that I have to go to training without him, other type of training, and I'm getting ready and he doesn't go and he freaks out. So. And that's going to be one of the hard parts when I do get another dog, if I get another dog. When I'm getting ready for work and he sees that and I don't bring him with me, it's going to break his heart. So it's going to be hard. So we'll see how that goes if it happens. They'll get used to it eventually.
Yeah.
So, yep, question.
So back to the thing, so he doesn't like some people. How does he feel about the mailman?
I don't know, because my mailman, he still drives his car up to my mailbox. He never comes up to the door. So.
Well, what if someone brings a package to the door?
Oh, he goes crazy. But that's when we're inside the house. He knows my Ring doorbell sound now, so as soon as he hears that, even if he hears one on TV, he goes nuts. Yep. Right? He does wear a training collar. Everyone always asks me what this is in the black collar. you know, we call it a train collar. Obviously, he wears it so that he needs to listen to me. If he doesn't listen to me, I give him a little push of the button, and then usually it's a tone or it's a vibrate, and then he knows he's got to listen. If he doesn't listen to that, he does get shocked, but he's really good at it. And as soon as I give him the little vibrate noise, he shapes up. So, but we do that just so that we stay careful on what he does. See, this is all. He'll do this for the next 7 hours if I let him.
What's the attraction to that he
What's
does
the
that?
smell on that thing?
Well, so all the K-9s bite that, but this is the attraction is it's a reward toy for him. You know, so when we're training on Tuesdays, and he's taking his bites, this is what he's biting. And so it's just a reward thing for him, and that's why he's so excited about it. So we wear that, and we also wear full body suits as well. It's called a bite suit. Those hurt a little more. It's very thick padding, but we can still feel it when the dog's hit us full force. So he is considered a bark and hold dog. And so what that means is he was trained that if a suspect is running and that suspect stops and I send him, Mach is not supposed to go in for the bite. He's supposed to circle him, bark at him until we get there. Okay, that's only if the suspect who's running comes to a complete stop. More and more canines are now trained. They're called bite and hold dogs. If a suspect runs, they're getting bit. That's just kind of the way it is. Now, we're not sending Mach to apprehend any suspect for just anything. We obviously have policies in place. They got to be violent felonies. You know, things like that. We won't send a dog to bite somebody for stealing a candy bar who runs from us. We won't send a dog for somebody who, you know, we chase in a car and they jump out of a car and run unless we know other factors that create it and make it a violent felony, okay? So that's our policy here. So it's not like we're just letting him go and biting everybody. It just doesn't work that way. But he is there in the event that we need him to apprehend a violent felony suspect. Yes?
When you're training horses, how does he know he's not allowed to bite you versus everybody that?
Well, because he's in the car. So, like, for example, if I'm taking bites from all the other handlers, Mach is in the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so then when it's my turn to run my dog, another canine handler will put the sleeve on.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I don't know if you know it, but he's posing for these cameras.
That's good. Let him pose. He's gotten used to photos. He's very photogenic.
He stops his biting and looks up until the picture's taken.
He's a good boy, right?
All right, well, on behalf of the church, the Sunday school, that's for you and Mike.
Thank you so much. And we truly appreciate this. Majority of canine handlers, we buy a lot of our own toys and leashes and things like that for our dogs. The city of North Olmsted, our police department has been great with taking care of our dogs. But obviously as handlers, there's a lot of things that we want to make sure our dogs have, and we go out and buy. And I definitely, truly appreciate you guys doing this for Mach and Tarek, and I'll make sure that this gets passed along to Tarek. And I hope one day that Tarek can come up here and you guys can meet him. He's a little crazy right now, so he's got to get a couple more years under his belt before he can do large events like this. But he'll get there. But Tarek is a great dog. If you guys see him out and about, please ask the handler if you guys can see him and pet him, and I'm sure the handler will let you guys do that.
Do Tarek and Mach get along? Do they see each other?
We've introduced them twice. They're never out at the same time. Again, most canines, alpha males.
Pretty headstrong.
He seemed to be okay. Tarek was, again, he's only 2.5, and so, he kind of was aggressively barking at Mach, and Mach was just like looking at him like, what are you doing? So yeah, they don't really come out together at all, and we have to be careful. He works opposite shift for me, but there are days that we work together, so we have to communicate, make sure they're not on station, because I just let my dog right in the station. So if I see his car on station, I make sure the other dog's not there. It's only happened once where I've let him in, and they came eye to eye once, so.
Well, we've asked Patrolman Ryan if there's a wish list, because we're really good at filling wish lists, you know.
Yes, yes.
Although from an observation, this may be the first wish on the list.
We may need a new one after
Yeah,
today.
you may need to do one, but, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time.
We know what his treats are, so with your permission,
Yes?
we'll offer him, does anybody remember what two of the three favorite treats were? Whipped cream, I heard.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, we have
Yeah.
those.
And pizza crust.
We have the first two on hand.
If you guys want one, Mach has got his own little baseball card here. It tells you a little bit about him on the back. Feel free to come up and grab one off the table. I brought enough for everybody, so. As Mach met who? I don't know who Ranger is. We don't train with Cleveland. Yeah, so I know who Dave Santiago is here. 4 years, and I worked with Dave. So in the second district. I was not in k-9 in Cleveland. No. Oh, really? Okay, yeah, I was there for 4 years, from 2012 to 2016.